Welcome to Yoga with Jenna. I am so excited for you to be here with me today because today is a session that ends with a 0. So what does that mean? Any sessions that end with a 0 or a 5 are mobility sessions. So we'll be doing poses and holding them for a little bit longer. So that way we can stretch out our muscles and really get a nice, deep, inner stretch and stretch our minds a little bit and understand the capacity that we have in order to do these poses and do these things that we're about to do. So we are going to warm up just a bit with a few sun salutations. We're going to go ahead and reach our hands up as we breathe in. And swan dive forward into a forward fold. Walk our hands forward into a plank. Come into a hover. To upward dog. Downward dog. Extending our feet into a nice wide straddle, walking our hands into a forward fold straddle. And slowly rolling up. Breathing in, bringing our hands up. Swan diving forward into a forward fold. Walking our hands forward into a plank. Coming down into that hover. So only the palms of our hands and the balls of our feet are in contact with the mat. Coming up into upward dog. Tucking our toes underneath for downward dog. Lifting our left leg up. Now our right. Stepping our right foot forward into a crescent lunge. Bringing our hands back down to switch sides and to fix my mat. Coming up into that crescent lunge. Bringing our hands back down, stepping our right foot forward, slowly rolling up, and coming into mountain pose. Inhaling our hands up, coming into a swan dive, exhaling to a forward fold, stepping our feet back into plank, coming into a hover, coming up into upward dog, and coming back into child's pose. Taking nice deep breaths in our child's pose. Extending our arms long. Bringing our heels to our butt as close as they can be. And in child's pose, you can have your knees wide or you can have your knees close together. It's completely up to you. Coming up into a tabletop position, we're going to go ahead and lift our heads up and our bottoms as we inhale and we exhale, bringing the crown of our head towards the floor and arching our back. I want you to flow with your breath. Very good. All right, coming into seated position, we're going to extend our legs nice and wide, a nice straddle. We're going to go ahead and try to lean forward as best as we can. We are going to feel a nice deep stretch in our inner thighs. And try to remain as passive as possible. Slowly rolling up, we're going to bring our left foot onto our right inner thigh. We're going to reach for our foot if we can, and we're going to bend to the side, reaching our left arm overhead. You can even look up if you feel comfortable. Now going ahead and switching sides, extending our left leg, bringing our right foot into that upper thigh, and doing our side bend. releasing that side, going ahead and extending both of our legs straight forward, reaching up nice and tall, and coming into that straight-legged forward fold. Oftentimes we don't hold our poses long enough for them to do any long-term good. Now, doing yoga every day, that's helpful, but we need sessions like this in order to really be able to release our muscles and to really come at it from a place of not active work, but from being passive. Slowly rolling up, coming into that butterfly or ankle bound position, and falling forward. The other good thing about these holds is that they can almost get you into a meditative state because of your breathing. You may also find that you can go further than you thought that you could without actively working towards it, but passively allowing it to happen. And slowly rolling up, we're going to come onto our left knee. We're going to extend our right leg forward, and we're going to bend forward so we can get a nice stretch in our hamstrings. This is a half split. And we're going to go ahead and bring that right knee back. Bring that left foot forward and do the same half split on this side. All right, we're going to come back to sitting on our bottoms. We're going to bring our right leg over our left leg. We're going to put our hands in that prayer position so our hands are in front of our chest. We're going to bring our left elbow to our right thigh for a nice twist and stretch in our right hip and glutes maybe a little bit. Releasing our elbow from our thigh. We're going to switch to where our left leg is on top of our right. Bringing our hands back into that prayer position. Going ahead and bringing our right elbow into our left thigh. I just got to pop. And holding this position. Feeling that nice stretch and that nice twist in our spine. All right, awesome. We're going to release. From here, we're going to come into a seated saddle position. And from here, we're going to start to lean back. So you can come onto your forearms if you would like, or you can come all the way fully down. Our palms on our mats. We're getting our quads. We're getting all of this area. All right, slowly and carefully coming up just a bit, because all we're going to do is extend our feet forward, coming back onto our forearms and letting our head fall back for fish. Slowly lifting our heads. We're going to go ahead and come onto our side to come onto our stomach for bow. So we're going to grab at our feet, get a nice hold, and then bring our chest and our legs off of the ground. And releasing. We're going to go ahead and come into seal. So we're going to widen our legs and push up with our hands for that nice arch in our backs with our shoulders back and down. If this at any time feels like it's too much for you, feel free to come onto your forearms, but try to maintain that nice arch in your back. All right, from here, We're going to go ahead and come onto our knees, bringing our knees and our hips in alignment, going ahead and reaching forward with our arms for puppy dog. And you can have your forehead on the mat, or you can have your chin on the mat if you're more flexy. All right, from here, we're going to push up to come into a seated position. We're going to do our eagle arms. Now, you can be seated like this, or if you so choose, you can even be seated in saddle. I think I'll choose to be seated in saddle this time. So we're going to bring our right arm underneath our left, and we're going to bind them. Now, ideally, we want our hands to be like this. That's the goal. But I'm not there yet, and it's okay if you aren't either. No worries. We'll feel a nice stretch in our upper back. I'll move so you can see the position a little bit better. All right, going ahead, switching sides. So our left arm is underneath our right as we do that bind. And you may feel a different sensation on this side. All right, and from here, what we're going to do is come to a standing position. We're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers behind our back. We're going to fall forward with our knees slightly bent and allow our arms to come forward as well. You can bend your knees more to rest your chest on your thighs if that's more comfortable for you. Releasing our hands to the small of our backs, slowly rolling up. Let's do a couple of sun salutations. So breathing in, bringing our hands up, and swan diving, forward fold. Doing a half look up, forward fold again. Walking our hands forward into plank, hovering. Upward dog. Tucking our toes underneath for downward dog. Stepping our right foot forward for a crescent lunge. Bringing our hands back down to switch our feet out. Bringing our hands back down to the mat. Plank to downward dog. Bringing our knees to the mat. And extending our arms out for child's pose. All right, we're gonna come into the fun one, dragon. So our right foot's gonna come forward. We're gonna be kickstanding our left leg behind us. We're gonna bring our forearms onto the mat. And we're going to feel a very intense stretch in our groin areas and our inner thighs. And you can do it, but if you feel as if you cannot, I understand. Go ahead and go into child's pose. All right, coming onto our hands and switching sides. So bringing that left foot forward. I'm just at an angle a little bit so that way y'all can kind of see. We're going to go ahead and kickstand that back leg and come on to our forearms. All right, coming back up to our palms. And that is all for our mobility session with the exception of Shavasana. So let's go ahead, come on to our backs. And then we'll also do recovery as well. So this is the time when we can be grateful to our bodies for what they have allowed us to do. Be grateful for the practice of mobility. It is important for our overall symmetry and for being able to do more advanced poses down the road. From Shavasana, we're going to go ahead and get onto our stomachs for recovery. And that is simply just laying on your mat with your forehead on one of your forearms and breathing. All right, wellness crew. Well, that was Yoga with Jenna. This was session 30. I can't believe we're already at session 30. So remember, again, all of the sessions that end with 0 and 5 are going to be mobility sessions. Today, I think, was a more lower body intensive, but I feel like we hit a lot of areas. We'll probably focus on the next one, so that'll be session 35. We'll probably focus on the next one more on mobility and stuff for our necks and our spine and our shoulders. But I believe that we did hit quite a bit. So I hope that you liked it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and or follow. It is such an honor to be able to do these videos for you and with you, and I love every minute of it. So be well, stay wild.